Today we're making pineapple upside down cake. Tropical, right? Tropical pineapple, the tropical fruit that makes you think yum yum, and it's so refreshing. I think this was popular in the 50s and made kind of a comeback in the 70s, or maybe just my mother made it in the 70s. But that's what we're making today. Pineapple upside down cake. Yay! So, we're going to start with the cake mix. Doesn't matter. I think my recipe says yellow. Does it really matter? A white cake mix is going to be yellow once you add the eggs. You follow most of the instructions on the recipe. My box cake mix says 3 eggs, so I'm adding 3 eggs. If your cake mix says 2 eggs, you add 2 eggs. 1 egg, you add 1 egg. And as you know, I like to kind of at least bust up them yolks a little bit and fluff up my cake mix a little bit. Okay? And it also calls for 1/2 cup of oil. Yay! Oil that we don't really like, but we're using because I'm cleaning out my cabinets of useless stuff that I don't need in there. Oil's one of them. So we're getting rid of the oil. And then what makes it really yummy, and it's gonna make it change a white cake to yellow cake anyways with the egg yolks, is a cup of pineapple juice. Now, I took this pineapple juice from my cans, and I'm using 2 different cans. A can of crushed and a can of sliced. Because one, I don't have maraschino cherries. Everyone knows the classic maraschino cherry. I can't keep them. I buy maraschino cherries. I had them. I just ate them. That's what I do. I just eat them. I love them. So, they're not going to be in here. Plus, when this cake recipe was made, a can of pineapple was about 28 ounces instead of 20 ounces like nowadays. Or some brands even have it all the way down to 18 ounces. So this kind of makes up for the difference over the years of how much pineapple you have. Okay? So I use 2 cans. Makes up for the cherries and the difference in over the years. Okay? So my cake recipe says 1 cup of water. So instead we use 1 cup of pineapple. Okay? My box says to beat for 2 minutes. So remember, you do what your box says. My box says 3 eggs, 1/2 cup of oil, 1 cup of water. You always substitute the water for pineapple juice. And I use the little strainer because you don't want all that grit in there. I think there's something, I don't know. Home ec was a long time ago. But I think we were taught something about pineapple and leavening in home ec. So, maybe we can Google it. Okay, with TV magic, that was 2 minutes. How about that? Hopefully that ends up only being like 30 seconds for you. Okay, so we have our cake mix done, and it is a yummy looking yellow. My farm fresh eggs in there, giving it that rich, bright yellow that you don't get from store-bought. And the pineapple juice helps to intensify that yellow. So, before we got on camera, I melted a 1/4 cup of butter in this pan. Okay. And I got my oven on 350. You follow the directions on your box cake mix. Okay, this is box cake mix. Follow your directions on it. Your brand might be different than mine. This is Pillsbury Moist Supreme Yellow Cake. Okay, so you just make sure all of that yummy, scrumptious butter is all over the bottom. And then you need a cup plus a tablespoon of packed brown sugar. So you pack it in your measuring cup. I already put the spoon in the dishwasher. And it'll come out in the shape. That's how you know you have it packed well, when it remains in the shape of your measuring utensils, okay? So we have 1 cup plus 1 tablespoon of packed brown sugar. All right. It's really packed. That sounded like concrete going in my pan, didn't it? Okay. So then you just kind of try to spread that out. Okay. You just want to spread that out as evenly as you can. Y'all know I'm not a perfectionist. I used to be a perfectionist. When I was a perfectionist, I never got anything done because I wouldn't do it unless I could do it perfect, or I'd stop halfway because I didn't think it was perfect. We're not perfectionists here, okay? If you need a perfectionist, you need to find someone else's YouTube channel, because you're not going to ever get that from me. And that's okay. We all are different. That's what makes the world go round, and that's what's so wonderful about YouTube, isn't it? We can find people who live lifestyles like we do, who want the same things that we want, who like the same foods we like, who will challenge us, and it's just wonderful. So, I almost did my finger. Yeah. I know, that's not good. Okay. So, as you see, I've got it all covered. The butter has soaked up in some areas already, and that's okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my pineapple slices don't have a bunch of juice on them. I'm going to press that juice out again, even though I already did once. It's set. Oh, and I can see I have a bunch of juice in the middle that wasn't coming out. So I'm glad I did that. Okay, and I'm going to use my fingers. I wash my hands before I start all my videos. I always do. Okay, so we're just going to lay down our pineapple slices however you want to do it in your pan, okay? This is your cake. You don't have to do it my way, okay? You're allowed to do it whatever way you want to do. And there's been lots of times where I didn't have pineapple slices. All what I had was crushed pineapple. So that's all I used was crushed pineapple. But as you can see, a modern can of pineapple won't give you enough slices to cover a typical 9x13 pan. And that's why I then come in with the crushed pineapple. Alright, so I put it in between those places where there's no pineapple, and in the centers, okay? Now, I do best working with my hands. You might not, okay? You can use a utensil if that's going to make you happy. But for me, I do a little bit better just kind of patting this down a little bit with my hands, all right? But like I said, it's your cake. Do it the way you want to do it, all right? I do it like this. My family is an extremely healthy family. They never get sick from my cooking. Really, my son never got sick until he started to work with the public at the grocery store. But until then, he has allergies, so, seasonally he would have his allergy issues. But, yeah, he never really got sick other than with his allergies. So, clean hands are fine to use as utensils. What do you think they used to use? I know, but back in the day, they also had all these diseases. All right, I'll give you that, but we don't have all those diseases. Okay? We are the healthiest the human race has ever been. So now, as you see, I've got my whole bottom covered with pineapple, which is wonderful. Get my aprons clean. I always put on a clean apron before I start my video. Okay, so we've got that done. If you want to do the cherries, you could poke your cherries in the middle of the pineapple circles now, or wherever you want to do. It's your cake. I don't have the cherries, and I think they used to call maybe for a 10 ounce or 12 ounce jar of maraschino cherries. I think now the jars are down to 8 ounces. So it is what it is. Okay. So instead of icing, this is going to be the top of our cake. That's why it's pineapple upside down cake. Our cake batter is all ready to go, and we're just going to start to spread that cake batter on there like we would any other cake. Okay? And I like to take my spatula, rubber scraper, whatever you want to call it, and kind of even the cake mix out. It doesn't roll out as easily as if there was nothing in the bottom. You know, if you just had a regular greased and floured pan, it would just flow along the side. You could just kind of tip it, tilt it. But with the pineapple and brown sugar, you can't really do that. So then, it's just a regular cake right now. That's all it looks like. We're going to put it in the oven. I already, following my box cake mix, mine, not yours. Mine says 350, okay, for 34 to 38 minutes. I know my oven's hot. It's a hot oven. And so I always turn mine down a little bit. And I still usually take it out a couple minutes early. So we're going to do TV magic. Dun, 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 dun. We'll be back with another dun, 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 dun. Ta-da! Our cake is out of the oven. TV magic. I also took a knife and went around the edges just because I do that. How did I know my cake was ready? I took a toothpick, I stuck it in, I pulled it out. It was clean. I go like that, and there's no wiggle, jiggle, jello, mellow. Okay? So that's how we know. Now, you're supposed to, I think the original recipe said, let cool on wire rack for 10 to 20 minutes. Well, surprise, surprise, I don't have the patience for 10 to 20 minutes. So, I barely got 5 minutes here, okay? Still hot. This is a Tupperware cupcake holder thing. I've got a beautiful round cake holder, but this is a rectangle. It doesn't work. So I just take out don't have the insert for it anyways. There used to be this plastic insert for your cupcakes, keep them up, blah, blah, blah. I don't know whatever happened to that thing. It didn't last long around here. So I'm just going to use this because I can put a plastic lid on it, not have to worry. Or I could leave it in this pan and you'd never see the bottom of it, and just put the pan lid on because it has a slide-on lid. But for YouTube, we're going to take it out of the pan. And see, this fits perfectly over a cake pan. Maybe that's why my mother bought it. I don't know. So, the pan was a wedding gift to her. And this she bought at a Tupperware party. Anyways, so let's see. Is it coming out? Oh, it's not coming out. Yikes. What did I do wrong? Hmm. 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 Okay, whoa, I got a little dizzy there. This is totally messed up, man. My cake ain't even cooked all the way. What the heck? What the heck? Maybe this is a good thing. Oh. We have a sloppy mess. Yes, I ate off on my counter. I washed it in between. Okay. It's going back in. I don't know. TV Magic's failing me today. So dun 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 dun. Not so enthusiastic this time around. Let's see if I saved it or not. I put it back in the oven. It's much more brown. It's not nearly as pretty as it was before. I didn't even do the toothpick thing because the toothpick thing didn't work. I never in my life saw the toothpick thing not work. But the cake wasn't cooked. I don't understand it. I guess we can do it now. It's clean, clean. I don't know. It's nicely pulled away from the edges. Maybe that was a clue. That it was just barely pulled away from the edges the last time I took it out. You can see some pineapple and stuff. And when I took it out, you could see the buttery juices boiling. So it's still very hot. I don't know how long it's been out. Let's see. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if this video is gonna end up on YouTube or not. Maybe it is. Maybe it'll be good to say, hey, you think you failed and it don't look all that great, but it doesn't have to be ruined. I heard it drop out that time. I did. Oh, I got dizzy again. Well, well, well. I think it's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be the prettiest cake, that's for certain. But it's not ruined. And yeah, there's still quite a big gooey mess in the pan. But can we take that gooey mess? Can we take that gooey mess and maybe plop it down there? Or maybe I just want to eat the gooey mess. I would like to, but yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. Oh, that tastes good. Let's see. Real taste test. Now it's still kind of hot. I think it's real good. It tastes fine. So, what's our lesson here? Probably a couple. But we saved the cake. It's still going to be our dessert for dinner tonight. And we're A-okay. We took a half-baked cake, made it a whole baked cake, and we're going to have scrumptious yummy in our tummy upside down cake, twice baked. Have a good evening, everyone. Love you, friends and family, neighbors and viewers. We're getting close to 200. So like, subscribe, and share if you like me. If you think, oh my gosh, this lady's a lunatic, or she screwed up, how could she do that? Or you want to lecture me or not be a nice person, then just go ahead, move on over. We're joyful here. We like to be happy. So if you like to be happy and you want to laugh at me, with me, then subscribe. Bye bye. Have a good night.